258 calories of pure joy and happiness. Yes! Make sure you guys hit like and subscribe for a free 米浆. What's up, me fun? It is your favorite 讲话女婿 back for a fun video just for you guys. 今天是11月3号，就是美国的总统选举日 the election day in America. For this video, I want to address a few major topics about the election, and afterwards you guys can actually join in and watch the results come in live to see who's going to be the next president of the United States of America. 我也要说，你们应该有发现我今天要戴眼镜，这个是因为我没有隐形眼镜，他们干掉了，我还没买新的。So guys, bear with me. Yeah, let's go. Today I want to address two main questions. Which candidate is going to be the best for Taiwan? Which candidate has the best plan to end the global pandemic of COVID-19? Following these two questions, I held a Q&A on my Instagram, Facebook, and other social media accounts. We're going to be answering to some of those. Now, real quick, 我没有习惯戴眼镜，还有跟你们聊。如果你们觉得我戴眼镜帅不帅，给我个赞，我可能下一次戴，但是现在 I'm going in blind, guys. 完全看不到什么事。Before we jump into the questions, I want to address something that everyone has been asking me, 就是我有没有会去美国投票? Now, this is what's really neat about America is we can actually vote via mail. That is especially convenient for the expats and the people living abroad. County in which my residency is in America will actually send me a ballot for me to fill out and send back to the United States, and it counts as my vote. If you haven't been following, let me fill you on with the election status. Representing the Democratic Party is the former Vice President Joe Biden. Representing the Republican Party is the incumbent president Donald Trump. Both of these candidates are very different from one another in the ways they speak, their policies, what they stand for, and many other political forms. So it's actually really neat to dive into this, see their differences, because right now they're actually neck and neck. We're gonna have to wait until tonight to really see who pulls through and becomes the next president of the United States of America. Oh, 真假的？谢谢，感谢。
我从台东来的。
那么远，是你第一次在彰化吗？
没来过。
没来过。
哎，我还没来过。
如果你可以投票，你会选择川普或是拜登？
我。
The first big question, which candidate would be best for Taiwan? This is a very difficult question to go on because both of their policies don't state specifically what they're going to be doing. Taiwan is once again a taboo subject when they're dealing with China, but I can tell you one thing, there's one candidate that has stood up and fought against China, and that would be Trump. Over the course of Trump's 4-year presidency, he has signed 6 new legislations in favor of Taiwan. For instance, and I'm going to be reading this because this is very difficult to memorize, the National Defense Authorization Acts of 2018, 19, and 20 all call for strengthening the defense partnership between the United States and Taiwan. The 2018 Taiwan Travel Act, which is the TTA, encourages visits between... Wait. 放太大了. The 2018 Asia Reinsurance Initiative Act commits the U.S. to counter Beijing's efforts to alter cross-strait status quo. And lastly, the 2020 Taiwan Allies International Protection and Enhancement Initiative. These are hard. These are very, very hard. So as you can see, over the past 6 years, Trump and his administration has actually been fighting for Taiwan. Since early 2019, Trump and Congress have opened up more than 400 pieces of China-related legislation, most of which has been critical towards Beijing. Trump has also made many arms deals with Taiwan. Another fun fact is that's a loud truck. Holy crap. Okay, another fun fact is under Trump's presidency, Congress has given more praise to Taiwan than any other presidency in the world today. But enough about our big boy Trump. Let's move on to Biden and see what he's really done for Taiwan and what some of his plans are. He supported MFN, Most Favored Nation status, for China and his bid to join the WTO. He also opposed the Taiwan Security Enhancement Act because it would harm the US and China relations. This guy is kowtowing to Winnie the Pooh. Contrary to some of those movements, he has came out and said that he does praise Taiwan, and he also supported the TRA and the arms sales to Taiwan. Also, in 2020, when Tsai Ing-wen once again won the presidency of Taiwan, he called and congratulated her. However, currently in Biden's policy right now, he is pushing to end the trade war with Taiwan and dropping all of the tariffs and laws and legislations that were made critically against Beijing. So this is a big question that you guys can answer to yourselves. which one do you think is more suitable and more in favor of Taiwan? Is it Trump or is it Biden? Now, once again, I'm going to have some bias as I've already came to my conclusion, but I think overall Trump would play better for Taiwan as he's pushed more in his 4 years rather than Biden's 40 years. He's also a businessman and understands fair trade and is willing to stand up against the superpower of China. And then we move on one of our last questions. Which candidate is going to be better for solving this global pandemic of COVID-19? From the start of this pandemic till now, Trump has been Mr. Optimistic, saying it's actually not a big deal. He has been pushing hard for masks, as well as he's always been saying the cure is nearby. Trump has been known to disregard what scientists say and goes on his own whim of being a president and business leader. Biden says if he gets elected into presidency, he will make masks mandatory. He has also said that he will listen to the advice of the scientists, even if they say they need to shut down the country again to lock it up. One of the biggest differences between both of these candidates is how they've been running. When Trump holds his rallies, they get lots of people there, no one's wearing masks, they're disregarding any social distancing or any protocols that scientists say they should be doing to stop the spread of the virus. Meanwhile, Biden has small little rallies, as well as the people there keep a good distance, and he's always wearing a mask. So quite honestly to me, it seems like Biden is taking this COVID-19 global pandemic a lot more seriously, and he's looking for advice from actual professionals in the field, while Trump wants to push it away and focus more on the economy of the country. It really comes down to you guys. If you think that the virus isn't as bad as the media makes it out to be, and you think that the US should really be focusing on its economy, then of course, Trump would be the better one for this. But if you're focused and you're set on the fact that COVID-19 is really a large pandemic, a plague of the world, then Biden would be the one to better stop the spread of it. And once it stops in America, it can slowly slow down in the rest of the world. Okay guys, I just shared with you a ton of information regarding both of these candidates, Trump and Biden. So, I want to ask you guys in the comments below, who do you think is going to be better for Taiwan? Who do you want to be the next president of the United States? Otherwise guys, super excited I can make this video for you now. 这个接下来的部分不会有任何英文、中文字幕，我就会回答大家的一些问题。如果是英文，我要用英文回答；中文也要用中文回答。Otherwise, guys, I do want to thank you for coming and watching this video. Make sure you guys hit like, hit subscribe. Let's jump into the questions. Can you briefly explain the election system in the United States? It's a little confusing. 那我先要说一下，他们想要问的就是关于美国选总统的过程中，因为这个其实蛮特别。我们不是按照投票人数来去算，我们会按照各州选的人是谁。那每一个州都是按照人口来说，都有不同的一些分数，都是一个 number。犹他州我觉得是大概4个，加州会大概30个左右。So what they do is when each state gets all the votes, they turn that state either red or blue. So that means red gets this many points, blue gets that many points. And they sum up all the states, and that's what makes up the electoral system. 这个 electoral system 比较复杂，如果你们要多一点了解，我建议大家去 Google。我现在没有很多时间或是能力去跟你们回答这个问题。为什么犹他州的人民好像基本上都是支持 Trump？ 那犹他州的人其实比较保守之类的，这样子他们都是共和党的那个代表都是 Trump， 所以他们就会支持，所以呢，他们都会支持 Trump。小贝对于民主党有什么想法？那我跟你们说，我第一次投票都是共和党，第二次就是 Hillary Clinton 民主党，今年就是 Trump。So 其实我不会选择我是哪一个党派，我会看看哪一个候选人对于我现在的情况最好。为什么只能有2个候选人？其实美国现在有大概5到6个不同的候选人可以去选，但是会有共和党还有民主党，这2个是最大的。这个会跟台湾其实一模一样，有很多不同的党派，但是会有2个比较大。民主党与共和党在美国人印象差别在哪里？那我应该了解是说，民主党就是会比较想要去支持还有帮助那些 minority， 就是那个少数人，比如说你是墨西哥人、黑人，或是你贫穷之类的这种的人。共和党就是那些去工作的人，比较保守的人，有宗教的人，差别都是在这边。小贝会担心美国中国开战吗？一点不担心。We all know who's going to win. 好的，影片会差不多这样子。我今天就是要做一个很快、一个很短的影片，来去跟你们去介绍这个美国总统 选举日. The time starts now. Jump on the news. We can watch the election status come up at once. We can see who's going to be the next president of the United States. Once again, guys, that's about all I have to say today. For the next little bit, we're going to get some awesome videos. 我接下来的影片蛮多，还有蛮丰富. Make sure you guys hit like, hit subscribe, and I think you all know what to say. 喝一杯，快乐一杯，米酱万岁。今天的风太大了吧？